closed, every degree that I close my stance is a degree that you don't have to worry about. Right? There was a guy in Caid, Martin Temper, Duke Martin Temper. We had a little ground shield, super good defense. This guy, Duke, right? He wanted to be crowns. He had 2 shots. Right? So, that's your, right? So, give me your defense, right? Okay, so, he had 2 shots, okay? This was one. Boom, and boom. That was it. 2 shots, that was it. He didn't have a wrap, he didn't have offside. He, from here, had the pommel of his sword sticking towards the defense. And both shots did that. And right here, it either went there or it went there. And you had to figure out, right about here. You didn't know, right? You figured out, I'm going to do that, and you're going to have to bet, right? One or the other. Now, that's a huge strength. So, that's a huge strength. For every strength, there's a weakness, right? Right? Somebody, I'm super defensive, so my offense is a little less. Super offensive, my defense is a little less. When you close, Martin, the whole point of that was, Martin figured out that from here, he wasn't going to throw an offside. Right? Couldn't do it. Right? He's got to come way out here before anything else happens. From here, he's not throwing an offside. But he figured that weakness was worth it because his strength was so strong. I'll never forget the first time I fought him. It was so hard. Because I knew there was going to be a leg shot. Boom! Head, right? So he figured out that I'm going to load my pluses here, and it's worth all the minuses that I have. So we're going to do that. You're all going to do that, right? That's style. Right? You're going to figure out, I like the right foot forward, right? And the fist in front of my shoulder, center grip, right? Those are all limiting motions, but that's your style, right? You're going to give up what you give up, so you get what you get from that position. So, from the platform of the perfect snap, I say, don't give anything up. Right? When you take what we talk about today and make it your own, to whatever extent it makes sense to you, you're going to make those considerations. You're going to make those trade-offs. And as long as you make them from as open a place as possible, then they're considered trade-offs. I hate seeing young fighters being trained how to win a fight. Because they're never going to learn to fight. They get trained how to win a fight. They're going to learn tricks, they're going to learn techniques, they're going to learn tactics that make them victorious in that fight. And at some point, their opponent, they're owning for the first year of fighting, is going to leave them in the dust. That opponent is actually taught how to fight. Right? So when I talk about the perfect snap, I'm talking about where we start, and then depending on the poker hand your opponent has, you're going to modify what we talk about today. Okay? So the perfect snap, open, bust stop. Your center of mass is well distributed between both feet. Your knees are slightly bent. Right? Even at a bus stop, you can lock your knees after a while. You decide to bend them because you get locked there. Bend your knees slightly. Where your toes point, everybody's hips are a little bit different. And I'm not an advocate of 90 degrees or parallel or whatever. It's whatever's comfortable. Because whatever's comfortable, unless what's comfortable with you, knowledge isn't going to allow you to move in any direction, then stand that way. Open. Sword back and high. Because I want to be able to flood your defensive considerations. be able to, from here, know that I can throw that shot. It's going to go anywhere. All right? Here, here, all of that. Every time I close, I give you one less thing to worry about. Now, the trade-off is that I'm really making you worry about that onside, right? So I'm not saying that you don't do that, but you do it consciously. Say, I'm gonna hold my, there's that school, Eastern school that holds a sword here. Right? That is giving me less to worry about on certain shots and more to worry about on other shots. So what I want us all to worry about is, what I want my opponent to worry about is, I have no idea where that sword's going to go. So high and back, open. This, from here, your hips are slightly rocked. That's giving you that bust up. I can go in any direction. Slightly rocked. That's one of the modifications you're standing. When I'm just standing and thinking, my hips kind of rock like this, right? You're closing up. I mean, you're opening up. When you fight, you want to rock them slightly this way, so that you really are giving yourself the connection between the ground and the upper body. So slightly rock your hips. Okay?
That, it's probably an idiosyncratic thing, but I find the exact opposite. Why does the rock back open you up more than being rocked forward?
Okay, because when the first motion of the snap opens the path for this to go to work. Okay? I learned a lot from Paul, and Paul and I, one of the places that we differ is Paul powers his shots with his body, right? I don't think that we need to power our shots with our body.
Yeah, you flow through. I understand that part, but
so but the same the dynamic of moving the body before the sword.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so that you give yourself the path to transition from a ready state through an active state. Okay, so when you're rocked this way, I've got to figure out how to say this. There's got to be names for it. When I rock this way, I'm engaged my core.
okay.
Right? So now I'm using all those muscles in here, just by virtue of that rock. Okay, now, when I'm here, when I rock this way, it's asymmetric, right? There's more back here, less up here. I don't feel like I'm engaging my center as much.
You go through that point of rock back anyway when you if you're through.
Yeah, I mean, and that goes back to the speaking. I want to show you a ready state that has minimized as many tells as possible. So if I have to, if I'm like this, and before I throw my shot, I've got to do this, right? Then I'm telling you something, right? So I like the idea of the perfect snap: open, high, and engaged. Good, yeah. So that's why I rock. That's why I advocate rocking the hips forward, because that also I've got two fused vertebrae. Too many years of fighting, surgery, and it's one of the best things that ever happened in my fighting. It really made me think about the relationship between the hips and the lower back. So by rocking forward slightly, I give myself a nice, strong. It's somewhere to go, right? It's all there. It's set. It's seated. So that's so open, high,